And here we go, Gamers Assembly 2019 will continue. It is the next round in the winner bracket, is round number 3. And this time around, we have Massa, Cap, ZycoS, and Tween. The competition is stacking and stacking with every round that we're moving towards the grand final. So the player level is absolutely insane, and this match does have quite some good quality right here. We have 4 players from 4 different teams and 4 different nationalities as well. We have Massa, the German player for Team Big. We have Tween from Team Sampi, ZycoS for Venture, and Cap from Gamers Origin. So a very, very promising looking matchup right here. Definitely looking forward to this one. The rules will remain as always. We have a point limit of 100 for finalist mode, 5 maps, and 5 rounds each. Point repartition will be 10, 6, 4, and 3. And this one's gonna be absolutely amazing. So we're gonna start on the first map, which is Exhale. The duo map between Bastimon and Wouter. Will trigger 53.111 by Kappa. So here we go with the first round. Let's kick off this amazing match. So the beginning, not too difficult here, just precise drifts required. Everyone very, very close to each other, of course. No big mistakes happening so far. We are currently following Cap, who is going for a slightly different approach, which actually gives him a little bit more speed. You can see that Cap is actually closing in a little bit again, after going for a slightly wider approach in the beginning, initially. So Cap still well in. Tween taking over the lead so far, and now the first mistake of the round is going to be made by Cap. Wall touch on the inside, and that will be 1 player down. And now ZycoS, the second one. The Dutch player actually falling into the pit, into the abyss. So no respawns are enabled, which means that he will not be able to get out of that one. Tween is on first place, Massa on second, and these positions are going to be carried through the finish. Tween finishing with a 53.50. That is a good start for him. Massa with a .79, and then we have Cap, who was able to reach the finish line, and ZycoS with the first DNF already in this match. 10 points for Tween, and whoa, that was an awkward slowdown for Tween. He lost 1 second already in the beginning. I don't know what that was, but Tween already down by more than 1 second. Not sure what was happening there. So Tween, after taking the 10 pointer, now might have to settle with last. Massa in the lead, followed by Cap and ZycoS. ZycoS needs some points. The DNF certainly does not bode well for your mentality. This time he's only on 3rd place. Will he avoid the outside wall this time? Yes, he will. Cap almost hitting the wall on the left side. That was a really risky line by him, but he is closing in a little bit to Massa. So the 1v1 going down into the final corner now. Cap with the inside line. Massa opting for more speed. Cap has to release, and Massa will remain in the lead, but only winning by 0.36 milliseconds. So Massa taking 10 points, Cap with 6, ZycoS with 4, and Tween with 3 points. Very unfortunate mistake for Tween early on. And that means that Massa will take over the lead with 16 points. Tween down to 2nd place with 13. And now it is Massa that gets the slowdown. What is this? Why is everyone getting the slowdown there? That's ridiculous. Now it is Massa that gets it. Really, really not sure what's up with that part, but that is very, very unlucky. Moving on a little forward now. We have Cap currently occupying P3. Not really able to keep up with ZycoS and Tween, who are really, really close to each other. Going into the left-hander now. Risky inside line right here. Tween with a little bit more speed over the grass will go for the overtake here on the straight. And ZycoS now touching the wall. Very weird line that he took there. Completely misjudged his drift, and he will go from 2nd all the way down to last place. Even Massa is going to take advantage from that little mistake. Tween will take 1st with another 0.5, and Cap with a 0.7. So Tween has recovered very well from the previous mistake in the previous round. Tween with 10, Cap with 6, Massa with 4, and ZycoS with 3. So there's Tween back in the lead now. It is a back and forth between Tween and Massa right now. This time no one gets the slowdown. Tween going a little out too wide. But since he is, I believe, the only keyboard player in this matchup, being precise around these corners is a bit more difficult compared to when you're an analog player. But he still keeps on going. Right now, still on last place. But a mistake can happen very, very easily. Going through the next set of corners, Massa is in the lead right now. Tween tried to risk it right there for the biscuit, and it did not work out. Tween with the first big blunder in this round. ZycoS is on third. He's going to give us a good overview here. And Massa is on a banger of a time, I believe, even though he had to lift off there. Not the greatest speed right there for Massa. Cap caught up a bunch of hundreds, but Massa is not going to let that one slip through his hands. He will finish. And ZycoS does not make the finish jump. Yikes and a half right there for ZycoS. And that will be another DNF for the Dutch player. Very, very unlucky for him. That is not the greatest start for him. The second DNF in 4 rounds. ZycoS definitely imagines this start into the match to be a little smoother. So Massa now up to 30 points. Actually drove a pretty good time in the previous round, a 0.4. Is only 0.3 behind the world record. So Massa definitely doing good here on Exhale. ZycoS wants to redeem himself now. He wants to show that he can do better than getting 2 DNFs. And right now he is in a fight for first place between himself and Tween. Both opting for very similar lines. Cap is a little further behind, and Massa right now on last place. But he's only 0.2 behind. So he can easily catch up. One tiny offset by one of the players and he can catch up again. But we're coming into the last corner now. Massa now going for a very risky inside line. He touches on the inside. Was risking it a bit too much, but there was nothing he could have done there really. That was a risk that he was willing to take. And that was a great time by Tween nonetheless. 53.342. That is a really, really fast time by Tween. And with that, he is going to go for the overtake in the total scoreboard again. Passes Massa by 4 points. And that is a 37-point account by Tween. Or for Tween. Massa with 33, Cap with 26, and ZycoS only with 13. Definitely needs to make something happen on Poctent by Thompson, where the record is a 53.715. So maybe someone like Tween or maybe Massa can drop a 53 here. Let's take a look after the warm-up. This match can definitely go either way, I would say. All the players have what it takes. And I believe even someone like ZycoS can come back from this if he refocuses and rekindles his channel, his focus rather. So let's see if that's gonna happen. 13 points in 5 rounds is not the greatest start for him. Alright, so here we go. 5 maps on map number 2. Nothing's decided yet. Here we go. Oh, that was very, very close right there by all of the players. And the first mistake by Cap. Went too much on the inside there. And that is a part where you really want to avoid mistakes. It is a very fast-paced section of the track. So that's going to be a big time loss for Cap. Dropping down to dead last. Tween off to a great start. ZycoS on second. Massa lost a little bit of pace right here. But he can come back from that. So let's take a look here at Big Massa. Going through the hairpin now. Also, this section can be very dangerous. You want to go super close to the walls. And there is a risk of getting a no slide. However, none of these players have actually gotten one. Now coming to the last corner, Tween still with a comfortable lead. ZycoS goes for a lot of speed as well. Will not be able to come closer to Tween. And also Massa will have to settle with third. And that's a good time for Tween to begin map number 2. A 54.19. If he can keep up the consistency like this, that is definitely going to be worth a lot. Tween now 10 points ahead of Massa. Cap sitting there with 29 and ZycoS with another 10-point deficit down to Cap. 19 points for him. Risky line by Massa. Really uses all the space that he has there. Goes out super wide, and that will push him up to first place as of now. Everyone else trailing in the background. ZycoS going a little too wide there, I would say. Tween and Cap giving it all right here. Ooh, Cap going out very wide. That was a risky approach, but he remains on the track. Was able to stabilize. Massa still in the lead. Cap now with a small wall touch. He's going to be out of this one. Let's take a look at ZycoS if he's going to make something happen here at the end. Massa with a great line here though. Tween as well. Both having pretty much equal speed. Nothing's going to happen at the end. And Massa with a 0.0. Putting the bars a bit higher this time. That time is hard to beat. Tween with another 0.1. This time unable to take first. Gets 6 points. ZycoS with a 0.3. Only third. But he will get some valuable points out of this. And that's the first full stop right there in turn 2, basically, by ZycoS. Fully went into the wall, and that is definitely going to be a last place for the Dutch player. Oh, also Tween. Very well saved, though, by Tween. I'm not sure if you saw that, but he was going a little too tight into the checkpoint and clipped with the top of his head, which threw him off a little bit, but he was able to stabilize, which is nice. So Tween still on third place. That could have gone wrong. Massa versus Cap, the fight for first, but Massa with the definitely superior line here over the blue part section. Massa carrying good speed through the section as well. He can take the end easy. No need to risk it. Goes out very wide. Cap, no chance unless Massa dies at the end, and he won't. 54.1 again. Great consistency by Massa. Important position for him since Tween got last, so Massa will now go back into the lead again. Leading only by 1 point, but first place is first place. So here we go into the next round. We are now roughly halfway through. Point limit is 100 with finalist mode. And that was Massa. Massa being a little too overconfident at the exit of that corner. Hit the wall on the outside, and that's how you can go from hero to zero. Big mistake by Massa. Right here. Tween now having the chance again to get first place back, since Massa is last and he's first. And actually by quite a big margin as well. So Tween definitely having a very good opportunity to gain 10 points right here. ZycoS and Cap currently unable to come any closer. The gap is 0.2, which is almost impossible to come from, or to come back from, unless Tween messes up in the ending. But he is routined enough to not... Sorry. I apologize, Tween. I apologize. I take back everything that I said. I take back everything that I said. It is now a tie between Massa and Tween after this rather unfortunate incident that I have no relation to at the end of the previous round. I am not the guy to blame. Thank you. Oh, Cap now making a mistake early on. That is a wall that seems to be pretty magnetic to the players, because players are obviously opting for, you know, a lot of exit speed. So they want to go out as wide as possible, and that's how these mistakes are happening. Massa having made another additional mistake here in round number 5. Already 0.8 behind, so not the greatest result here from Massa. And ZycoS jumps into the abyss, and it's gonna be another DNF. ZycoS, the abyss jumper. another DNF for him. So it is Tween. Will he make it this time? I believe. I believe. Yay, he did it. And he won a round with a 54.7. With these times, you're not going to win rounds on POC 10. So he got a little lucky there that he was able to gather 10 points. With that, he will go back in the lead. 70 points now for Tween, going on to the next map. He has a 4-point lead over Massa. Cap is still lurking in the shadows. He has 52 points. He's 14 points behind. So, if Massa continues to make these small mistakes, Cap can definitely make something happen. But Cap is really missing those 10-pointers. He never gets first, really. Cap is always getting second, third, something like that. He's not really getting the big points. So he's not really able to come any closer to the leaders of this race so far. Next map gonna be Tranquilo. So, interesting map right here. This one's already putting a smile on my face while just thinking about the ending. So we're gonna see quite some upsets there, I believe. And this is the chance for Tween and maybe perhaps even for Massa to become a finalist. If one of them really dominates this map, they could very well move into finalist status. Which is unlocked once you reach the point limit of 100 points. Alright, here we go. Next map, 5 rounds once again. Following Massa through the first couple turns here. Pretty simple beginning. The drifts need to be very optimized here. Very precise drifts are required here. And ZycoS took a little bit of a Tony Hawk detour. I think he almost jumped out of the quarter pipe there. So lucky that he didn't fall out of the track entirely, as he did that multiple times already in this matchup. So ZycoS is going to be out of this one already. It will be a 3-man battle between Massa, Cap, and Tween. Tween right now being at the bottom, trying to close in to Cap and Massa. So Cap, as I said, is missing those 10-pointers, and now he's actually being fought for. Tween with a great comeback right here onto the platform section. Cap still in first place, Massa on second, and Tween on third. It will be decided at the ending now. Who's going to get the greatest speed out of this one? All three are landing on the dirt without getting a slowdown. Now the ending is going to be decisive. It will be Massa that gets it over Cap and Tween. Only 400s between first and third place. That was an insane round right here. Wow. All three really close to each other. No mistakes at the end. That's what we want to see here. Massa up in the lead again with 76 points. Tween with 74, 2 points behind. And then there's Cap, who had the chance to take 10 points, but he didn't. Better luck next time. Tween gets illegal amount of speed out of that straight. Boosts himself up to first place. That was very well done by Tween. Up to first place he goes. Leaves everyone in his shadow. Massa right now in second place. Cap and ZycoS both having a tiny tad more speed over the blue part. And it is a very, very close battle right here. Tween with a little bit less speed. The others are going to come a little bit closer here once again. And that's the first flyout right there by Cap. So that's not going to be a first place for him. And also Tween with a full stop. Now it is ZycoS versus Massa. And this is a really good opportunity for ZycoS to get a 10-pointer finally. Even though Massa certainly wants some 10 points here as well. ZycoS with a little bit less speed. Massa has more now. Who's going to get the jump a little bit better? It will be Massa that passes ZycoS by 6 thousandths of a second. Both of them getting times under 57 seconds. And ZycoS being a little bit unlucky right there at the end. Massa with a great snipe right there. Risked it for the biscuit. And it did work out. He's now 9 points ahead of Tween. Greatly executed end right there by Massa. Keep in mind, they have the cars on, so Massa saw his opponent in front of him. And he did the best out of it. So great performance by Massa. 86 points now. And that was the first mistake, I think, by Tween. Tween now being put under pressure a little bit. And this is a good chance for Cap to come closer to Tween now. Oh, but Massa with a mistake now as well. Confidence now backfiring a little bit. So Massa now down to third place. Tween coming dangerously close now. So the fight for first will be between the Dutchie and the Frenchie. ZycoS versus Cap right here. Cap, however, had to release there quite a big amount in order to stay on the track. ZycoS almost hitting the wall on the inside and on the outside. That was a really risky approach by ZycoS, but he stabilizes and remains in the lead right here. But Cap is trying his best to come a little bit closer right here. ZycoS, however, with a greatly executed section, and he will make it right here and will take first place in front of Cap, who was a little bit lucky right there at the end. Tween has actually overtaken Massa for position number 3. Right at the end, only 900s between 3rd and 4th place. So 1 point of a difference. Tween coming 1 point closer to Massa. Massa now with 89 points. Terrible situation for him, because if he wins another round, he's going to have the 99-point situation again, which we have seen multiple times already in the Gamers Assembly. That players are just 1 point short to reaching the point limit and unlocking finalist mode. So Massa could be that unlucky dog again. ZycoS with a small mistake here. Massa with more speed, overtaking. Cap here in the left-hander. Tween, not the greatest speed. He's on 3rd right now, trailing. And also here, went in a little bit too tight. So he's not going to come any closer to his opponents right here. Risky approach by Cap. Massa. Ay. What is that line by Massa? That was way too wide right there. He was really going for as much exit speed as possible. So Massa dropping down to last place, most likely. Tween versus Cap now. The fight for first place. And it will be Cap that actually bonks his head at that fake finish. It will be Tween that wins the round with a 57.74. Another round that Tween shouldn't have won with that time. Very lucky for Tween. He's coming 4 points closer again. It is not over yet. And keep in mind that the positions still matter for the match that you're going to put into in the bracket in the next matches. So it will matter whether you get 1st or 2nd. And Tween knows that. Wow, ZycoS! ZycoS Airlines right here. Almost out of the track he goes. So I think ZycoS kind of internally gave up already. He is way too far behind to make any damage. Massa in the lead right now. Tween opting for the inside line, which does not give you the greatest exit speed. You can see how Massa is pulling away ever so slightly. And also Cap is risking it right here, but that was a bit too much of a risk. He had to back off. And also Massa losing out on the literal speed. Tween jumping super far to the left here actually. Massa opting for a wider line for a lot more speed. Massa's coming closer to Tween once again, going into the final and decisive corner. Tween with more speed, but he's going to have a wonky landing here, and I saw that coming. Tween stumbles over the dirt passage, and it will be Massa that takes 10 points. He's going to be finalist. Tween went out too wide and clipped the dirt ramp a little too harshly, and that is gonna slow down your car. Massa now finalist. Tween with 94, Cap with 78, and ZycoS with 56. Last map of this match, I would say. Will Massa take it home here? We are playing Rebellion by Kaisla, where the world record right now is a 55.66 by Kappa. This one's gonna be the decider. Is Massa gonna take it home in his first finalist attempt? Or is Tween gonna make something happen? Or is Cap even gonna deny a couple rounds? That can always happen. We have seen crazy comebacks in TrackMania already. People that have been 30, 40 points behind and they just won every single round consecutively. And they have just denied all of the finalists. Left, right, center. And then they won. Things like that happened. So, never count out anyone. ZycoS looking pretty good here in the warm-up. Maybe he's going to deny a couple of finalists as well. You never know. We're going to find out soon. Promising looking warm-up round here. So, let's pop it off here. Massa's first finalist attempt. Is he gonna take it home? Or will he crumble under the pressure that is being put by Tween, Cap, and ZycoS? Let's go through the first round. All eyes on Massa. Finalist mode and Massa is a hit and miss. Like, it can be good, and he can take it home in his first try, or he chokes and he needs 5 attempts. So, it is always a little bit of a weird thing for Massa, and yes. I should just shut up, actually. Why am I doing this? So Massa's out. This is a chance for Tween to become a finalist. But he needs to take at least second. He needs to take at least second. Otherwise, he's not going to become a finalist. And Massa's going to have another gander at finishing off finalist mode. ZycoS has DNF'd as well. So Tween just needs to finish here. And he will do so, even though it was too close for comfort right there at the end. So Tween and Massa now double finalist mode, and Cap has gotten 10 points. So he is now lurking in the shadows, 88 points. Here we go with the double finalist situation. Tween's first attempt, Massa's second one. Oh, and Massa with a mistake already. Massa with a mistake in the first drift, and he's already 0.6 down. But also Tween has made a mistake, so this is not even that bad. Because both of them could maybe have another chance, because ZycoS is actually first. ZycoS is actually first. Cap could have the chance to take the 10 points, but he made a mistake right there as well. He is 0.3 behind ZycoS. Everyone is crumbling. Everyone is falling apart right here. And they're all coming close together again. Look at this. Even though Tween has made another additional mistake. So Massa's pushing it right here. Massa's not giving up. He knows that maybe someone's going to make a mistake. Massa up to P2. ZycoS now has to push it here at the ending. Good line right there by ZycoS. The only thing that he can mess up is the ending. ZycoS will make it, however. And he is going to deny Massa the victory here. Great effort by ZycoS. Unbelievable. The underdog is actually having a saying. Cap with extra 4 points, up to 92 points. He needs another first place in order to have a triple finalist. I mean, that's going to be spicy if that's going to be happening. Round number 3, here we go. Massa's third attempt. The more finalist attempts you have, the more it's going to hurt. And the more of a psychological issue it's going to be. Because you know that he had the chances and you threw them away. And every single extra finalist attempt is going to be extra pressure on your shoulders. That's the first one going down the toilet. It is Cap and ZycoS both down. It is both finalists right here that are going to battle it out. Massa versus Tween. Both of them are very, very close to each other. Tween is only 500 behind. So this is neck and neck right here between Massa and Tween. Who is going to have the upper hand right here? Slightly different approaches right here. Now we have the hairpin. Tween going for a lot of speed. Actually, Tween now going for the overtake right here. Tween up to first place. And he does carry a little bit more speed. However, he gets the inside line. So Massa's going to try to make something happen right here. Tween is going for the outside line. And Tween is actually going to take it right here with more speed. And it is Tween that makes it right here. And wins over Massa by 0.2 of a second. Tween wins over Massa. Incredible risk by Tween. And it did pay off this time. The experience that Tween is rocking actually paid off for him. Massa with the next finalist attempt. That hurts. That really, really starts to hurt now. Cap only needs to finish and he's going to be finalist as well. So Massa needs to take it home now. He needs to seal the deal. Going into the next round. Massa is in the lead. ZycoS yeets himself out of the track. He ejects himself out of the winner bracket. Cap is 0.12 behind Massa right now. Massa going out very wide. That was a risky line. Maybe had to adjust his line there a little bit. So Cap is coming a little bit closer right here. He's not giving up. Cap sees Massa right in front of him. He can definitely make something happen. And Cap actually does carry a little bit more speed through the hairpin now. The approach is good for Cap as well. They're actually neck and neck going onto the blue part now. The last turn will decide it once again. Will Massa stay strong here in the end, or will Cap make it happen? Massa's approach looks pretty good here now though, but it is not enough for Cap. I thought Massa's going to jump too low, but he is going to take it home with a 56.25. Cap only 400s behind, and Massa will stay in the winner bracket together with Tween. Cap and ZycoS down to the loser bracket. GG. What a match. What a match. Crazy, crazy stuff.